It's better on this one. This one's a little bit better. It's picking up light better. Peace. Let's see if my signal is better on here. Is my signal better? Can y'all hear me? Hold on, let me take this out. Can y'all hear me? Peace. Y'all let me know if you can hear me, because I just switched phones. Peace, beloved. How are you? Yay. How did your day go? Jay, did you do the challenge? I saw your comment talking about you wasn't doing the challenge. Thank you, Indigenous. Did y'all do the challenge? Yes or no? Who did the challenge? Y'all ain't do the challenge, y'all suck. That's my favorite day. Yay. No, not yet. You suck. My day was long. I actually dipped out the shop early. I was so tired. My feet are on fire. Indigenous, we are doing an Acts of Self-Love challenge. So the Acts of Self-Love challenge is on my website, sheismagic.com. Today's day was praise dance. So you were supposed to do by high vibrational music, basically music that make you get excited, that makes you smile, things that give you good energy, things that is nostalgic, that would put you in a space where it raises your vibration. You say you shook your butt for about 40 minutes this morning. Yes, booty shaking. Yes. Booty shaking is always a plus. We had a party all day today. I would have went live, but it was so packed today and it was so busy at the shop. I ain't have time. So when I got a chance to escape, yes, I escaped. I was running. I was so like not wanting to be at the shop today. I was tired. Peace, South Keys. Okay, so tomorrow is the juice craze. I hope y'all are ready for that. So the juice craze is all about juicing doing natural juices. So if you can do your own natural juices, like doing your own juicing, that is great. If you can't, then you can go and get a juice from someplace like Clean Juice or any type of smoothie spot, wherever you can get any type of natural juice for tomorrow. So tomorrow is our juice craze. So it's all about what natural juice are you going to get and doing that most of the day. But if you are doing natural juices, especially 100% juicing, make sure you drink plenty of water, because the content of that pureness of that juice is very intense for your system. So make sure y'all get a lot of water in as well. Okay? And then try something new. Try something new. Don't be scared. If you haven't done it before, try something different. My juice, let me see, what's my favorite juice? My favorite juice to do is carrots, apples. I normally do carrots, apples, cucumber, and beets. I think that's it's something else I normally put in there. I think kale is what I normally put. All of that together is what I put together. Peace, Sir Chaz. I know you did the dance challenge. I know, Sir Chaz. I better have a post or a tag, because you a dancer. So I better have a real, matter of fact, you need to tag us with the Acts of Self-Love challenge. I know you went in. This should have been your favorite day too. It had to be. What about to when you get home? You working? Search as you work more than me. Sheesh. What not? Somebody said something. I'm sorry. Indigenous, you said you recorded something like that earlier today. What did you do? You were dancing and you recorded it? I know, I tried to get the boys to do it this morning before they was not trying to get up when I left to go to work. Turmeric and ginger to start with. Yes. I like turmeric. I put that in a lot of stuff. I normally put that in my green bowl. So I normally get a green bowl, and it has like all the stuff, like all the kale and I think apples and some other stuff. But I always put turmeric in there as well. Turmeric and cinnamon is what my go-to is normally with that. So, and if y'all don't know what turmeric is good for, it is a really good herb. You should definitely add it to your cabinet, your holistic healing cabinet. It's a go-to. It heals a lot of aspects. It's really good for the body. Definitely should check that out. So tomorrow is Juice Craze. Today was praise dance. So Juice Craze, you could just take a picture of your drink. You could take absolutely you could take a picture of your drink. You could take a snapshot of maybe even you making the juice, something, and then tagging, acts of self-love, or you could tag me so I can see that y'all, or the ones of y'all that's just been inboxing me, you could do that as well. Tomorrow I am going to come on live. I'm going to have a little bit of somewhat back to normal schedule next week. So, I know tomorrow I want to go live and do some one cards. So if you want a one card for tomorrow, make sure y'all inbox me. I want to, break down this next full moon and what we should be working with, what we're looking at. I know the other day I definitely said that I do feel like a lot of the focus is going to be interesting, and how we should be raising our vibration, what we should be getting into to make sure that we are doing the things to raise our vibration and our energy. How do we crystalline our bodies as we're moving into these shifts and adapting to certain dynamics, paying attention to the elements and the things that are going on is super, super important. But tomorrow I'm thinking it's going to be our usual time, 8 o'clock. I think I'm going to start, stick with those time frames. But 8, I definitely want to get on. Let's build about what the full moon has in store for us, what we should be focusing on. Yes, we got a full moon coming up on the 19th. Keisha, I don't know. Like, I literally almost missed this one. I'm not going to lie. Because I was so busy doing my other stuff, and I'm juggling like a whole lot right now, getting some other business ventures together. But yeah, I almost missed it. And I was like, one of my people hit me up like, oh, there's some things that we normally do separate for the full moon. And I was like, oh, it's coming up. Yeah. So, full moon coming, and during this full moon we definitely want to get together. But the lucky part is for the ones of us that have been doing this Acts of Self-Love challenge, y'all are already in alignment to a degree. I feel like some of the things that I feel like is going to come up for this particular full moon, y'all already been getting into alignment. You already been doing the work, so a lot of things are going to be really easy going into this space. So now the full moon is definitely on Tuesday, right? Hold on. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? Let me look. Tuesday going into Wednesday. Let's see what the exact time. I'm on the phone. They got my chart on it, but let's look up what's the exact time. I love y'all. I'm gonna do that. I love y'all. Let's see. Yes, drinking water. I've been drinking water, but y'all, I'm not gonna play. Like, I promise, like the last few days, I was feeling a little dehydrated, more than usual. So I felt like I needed to really be like do an overdose in the water. My body has been like soaking up water, so I don't know. That was weird for me. I could feel my body feeling like it was more dehydrated than normal. And it could be my schedule because I've been barely eating. I've been trying to make a conscious effort to make sure I eat. Because when I get busy, for some reason, my brain shuts down and I don't want to eat food. But, I don't even know if Starboy's still on here. Shout out to Starboy, because I made sure that I was intentionally going to get some of his teas. I still have my sea moss drink. Wait a minute, where is it at? What is it called? Astro drink. It's got sea moss in it. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I get it from Comedic Science. It's got some other herbs and stuff in here. When I tell you, like, if it wasn't for that brother, I like made a special trip to get away from the shop to go get my teas and my drinks for coming up. It's the only way I'm gonna survive some of this craziness. I always like to restore and reset my body, make sure I'm nurturing my body the way I'm supposed to during the craziness. Okay, so the full moon is definitely on the 19th, and it's the snow moon. I'm trying to get y'all the time frame. So you know, with the full moon, this is a time to release. The air is dry. Yeah, like, it was weird. I don't like, it's a lot going on, honestly, for real, y'all. Universal wise, it's just a lot going on that I can always feel it in my body first, and in my sleeping pattern, because I'm doing the same stuff I've been doing. I'm probably even more cautious and doing more things than I normally do, and I'm like, my body shouldn't be responding the way it is right now. Hold on, I'm trying to get the exact time. I don't know if y'all operate like that, but normally I tell y'all to go ahead, like right now is the great term for y'all to go ahead and start cleansing your space, getting things organized, and saging your space, getting what you're going to need for the full moon, which is why I'm going to make sure I get online tomorrow, so I can break everything down for y'all. Hold on, baby. Syria, how do I keep from getting overwhelmed with all the things? I breathe. I make sure that I'm breathing. Breathing is key. I breathe. I make a list. I'm very organized as far as when it comes to the things that I know I gotta, accomplish. I don't let things stress me out. Because even though my body is feeling a certain way, everything is a natural progression. Everything is about evolution. Everything is about walking into your power. So despite what's going on, despite anything that might be shifting, understand that it's a necessary evolution. Our bodies, especially our people who are intentional about their evolution, we are going to naturally evolve to adjust to what's going on. We will naturally evolve to adjust. So don't hold on to any anxiety. Don't even use that word. Find you another word. Okay? Find you another word to replace the word anxiety. Figure out what word will replace that. Because you got to be very careful on what words you're using, because those words are power. We don't want to give power to anxiety. We don't want to give power to the word overwhelm. We don't want to give the power to the word stress. Right now, this is about You knowing that you are a light being. You know that you are a god or goddess. You know that you will naturally evolve into what we need to evolve into in order to maintain. And if not, that means that it's time for you to transition into another dynamic, for you to either recycle back, for you either to be empowered to go to something else. That's a whole nother conversation in another video. But don't stress it. Like, the only thing that I will ever get stressed or overwhelmed or anxiety about sometimes is when I'm in conflict. When I'm creating an internal conflict in myself, like what I talked about earlier this week, I was getting ready to stress out because I hadn't started on something that I was kind of procrastinating on because I didn't really want to do it. But as soon as I realized that, what was I stressing about? I always go back and identify the root. Even when my body is feeling a certain way, I take time to lay still. I connect with my breath. I connect with my heart energy. I do some sacred movement. I get my singing bowls out. I go anytime that I feel like I'm getting ready to get into a certain type of energy. I naturally go to the things that give me strength. I naturally go to the things that will pull me out of that space. So going to your time of meditation, going into your sacred movement, going into your crystal healing, going into the things that are going to make you strong, that's going to give you strength. I always tell people to don't get caught up in the small details. Don't make yourself crazy trying to figure out something that it's not time for you to figure out. Identify it and then go back. Because when it's time for you to really understand that element, when it's time for you to really get into that space, then it'll come. The ancestors are going to give you the gift. The spirit guides will guide you through it. Trust me, the clarity will come when it's time. But don't get overwhelmed. Don't get stressed out. Don't create anxiety over something that you have no control over. That's bigger than you. Now it's about being centered. Now it's the time where you get centered and you go inward. This is the time. Pay attention. I always say everything is empowering yourself with information and knowledge. So if you feel like you are confused about what is happening, let's break it down to the simplest form. Go inward, be still with yourself, and let's go to the root of it. Why am I really feeling overwhelmed? Why am I really feeling anxiety? Why am I really feeling stressed? Because then when we really identify that, 9 times out of 10, it don't have nothing to do with what we feel like the overall picture is. Spirit guides are different from ancestors. Ancestors is more lineage, and spirit guides are just spirits that are in the spirit realm. It could be a deity or a Orisha or something that is somebody who's not even related to you from a DNA perspective, but somebody who is just connected to you and want to guide you. Or I always say it's the energy that we might be lacking. So if you are lacking nurturing energy or a nurturer in your life, then maybe Yemiya would show up to comfort and support and guide you. Or Oshun would show up because maybe you need more sensuality in your life. Or she's going to show up because she's going to make you stronger in your business. Or when it comes to finances, getting your money. Reflection, Ashe. Thank you, beloved. Yeah, all energy is necessary. The good and the bad. If y'all quit looking at it as even bad experience, quit looking at them as bad experiences. Understand that they're needed so we can grow. They're needed so we can progress. They're needed so we can even understand what it is that we need to refine in. Do we need to refine in that element? Do we need to do some self-reflection? Is this triggering a certain dynamic in me that I need to grow from? Is this paint shining light? Like I told y'all, like when I got my car broke into and it was right in front of my house. But what that symbolized to me compared to anybody else, even though they hit our whole street, but it symbolized to me, one, slow down, take time, because the only reason my car got broke into was because I didn't feel like taking the time to get the garage open, park my car in the garage at the time. Like I was being lazy and I was rushing to do something right after I had got home. And then it made me pay attention to my finances, because now I had to go sit with the bank and I had to go through all the stuff to make sure that they hadn't wrote any extra checks or anything out of my account. So it gave me a moment of clarity. Was like, oh, I'm not paying attention to the things that I should be paying attention to, number one. Number two, and I say that because it was like, that's when I realized somebody was taking like $10 out of my account every month, but I ain't even pay it no attention, because I don't really even look at my statements like that. So that was one of those trigger moments, like, oh, you need to get that together. And then as far as like with my car, it was like, oh, I need to slow down, take time, quit feeling like you in a rush all the time, quit being in survival mode. So look at those. I always call my experiences lessons. This is a lesson. What am I supposed to learn from this? It could be an experience with a person. What am I supposed to learn from this? How can I take something positive from this? How can I grow from this? What is this going to do as far as creating growth out of me? Making me more in alignment with my highest self. How can I get my best self out of this situation, out of this dynamic, out of this, experience? And once I figure that out, then I process it and move forward. So even though we are going through this shift and you might not completely understand it, thank you. You might not completely understand it. You might not completely acknowledge it, because it's hard to process, but you feel it. If you are on the spiritual journey, I promise you, what's going on in the cosmos and in the universe, you can feel it. You can, your body, your spirit is feeling it. There's things that are definitely, setting little alarms off. That's what I call them, little silent alarms for you to pay attention. But the key is for us to pay attention, acknowledge it, and make sure that we are focusing on our own self-growth. Are we focused? Are you doing what you want to do? Are you being genuine to your heart? Are you in alignment with your highest self? Are you listening to your highest self, or are you putting mute button on it? So, pay attention. Peace, the realist. Peace, Kim. I think you popped in. I thought I saw your name pop up. Peace, D. Peace, birthday girl. Birthday girl, I know I should have got a video from you. D. Nicole, I should have definitely got a video from you. It was your birthday, so you should have been really ready to do the birthday dance. We should have, if I had I don't put my phone up. We should have put a birthday song on just for you. But I forgot your name, baby. Syria. Definitely take time to breathe. That's the number one thing. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're breathing. So when you feel those feelings and those emotions come up, breathe. Pause. Don't focus on anything else but your breath. Go into like instant meditation. Meditation is all about breath. So when you are feeling any type of emotion, and this is for everybody, anytime you feeling any emotion, heaviness, whatever, deep, reflection come up, pause. Close your eyes and breathe. Get centered. Listen to your breath. Listen to your heart. Get centered. I don't care if you can't, don't do this when you're driving. You might need to pull over. Pull over if you're driving. But take time. Breathe. Center yourself so you can listen. A lot of times we get all of these feelings because we're not breathing properly. We're breathing shallow. So take time to like make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're releasing. Relax your body. Make sure you're not holding tension in your body. Pay attention to where are you holding this energy. Where are you holding that tension? Because this creates not only pain and discomfort, but it creates illness and sickness and disease in your body. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to how you're bringing in this energy, how you're holding on to that energy that you're feeling, and breathe and get to the root of it. Why am I feeling like this? Am I just, because the feelings don't come out of the blue. A lot of times it might be some shit that you was experiencing a month ago. You know how you get into a disagreement with somebody and you might not have gotten to say everything you wanted to say to that person. You didn't get it all off your chest. So now you done thought about it. It's in the back of your mind. You're going to sleep. You're dreaming about it. But it happened a month ago. It happened 2 months ago. It's stuff like that. Release it. Make sure y'all are taking time to release. Yes, that's all. You're creating stress in your body, and that stress in your body will create sickness. So you really want to make sure that every day, if you go back to like even looking at my acts of self-love, I intentionally created this challenge because there's key pieces on every day that is so important for you to tap into why I need this for my body. Movement, which is praise dance or sacred movement, either one is about creating this releasing stress. There's a hormone that we release. There's a hormone that we release because we're always in fight or flight. We're always in survival mode. So as long as we're in that, we're releasing a hormone that actually needs to be worked out. The only way that it can get out of our body is if we're doing some sort of movement to burn it up, to get it out of our system. So if you're not doing any sort of like movement to burn that up, because you got to think this hormone is for fight or flight. This hormone is for us to be at war. This hormone is normally for like a decrease in adrenaline, for you to get into a space. Now, if you're constantly like this and you're not doing anything to get it out of your system, now your body is going to shut down. So you want to get into a space where you are constantly doing something to focus on, one, getting out of fight or flight mode, getting out of survival mode. This is what's creating stress. This is what's creating anxiety. This is what's creating all this energy that we're holding on to. So once we get rid of that, now we can reset our body. You unlearn to relearn. Now we are relearning how to be in meditation, how to be in constant meditation, even when we're in our waking state. Constant meditation. Why are you in constant meditation? Because you're focused on your breath. You're focused on making sure that you're breathing. And because now I'm focused on my breath and I'm making sure that I'm breathing, I'm more receptive to the ancestors and the spirit guides on what the message that they're telling me. A lot of times y'all can't hear what they're saying because you're not receptive to it. You haven't even mastered how to breathe. You haven't even mastered how to be intentional with your breath. How you can intentionally be in walking meditation. Okay? So step back. Be still. Anytime that you feel like it's like, no, calm down. Be still. Be still. Yes, constantly reprogramming with loving energy. Constantly putting yourself out of that fight or flight and into peace. Because if you think about, I always tell people, what is your ultimate goal? And a lot of people say they want to be in peace and happiness. So you should constantly be walking in that. But you feeling like you tried all of that, but your mind, you got to think, the more you are in a certain space and you're thinking about that I'm in a certain space, you're going to get more of that energy. So nothing's going to work. That's why I always tell people to lay still. Lay still, sit still, whatever. Go outside, walk, and breathe. Focus with your breath. It's all about breathing. Even when, like, if you really sit there and think about, like, I can be very excited and passionate when I'm talking, but when I go back to knowing that I got to focus on my breath, I calm down. My voice get lower. I'm going to be more calm. There's a lot of power in how you control your breath, and how that breath controls everything that you do. Not just on how we speak, but how we think, how our body responds, how we go in and out of consciousness as far as certain states, meditative states. So sit still and breathe. You got to master that first. Every morning you should be getting up, Syria. Every morning. Don't do nothing else. The first thing you should be doing is focusing on your breath. Yes, the breath is key. You got to think, even if you go back to the Bible and how we were so-called created. What was it? Life was formed from what? Breath. So everything started from what? Breath. Everything that we do is connected to our breath. Even with our children, it's like, I promise you, I could be frustrated, especially with my 3-year-old, bless his soul, because he is a mirror reflection of me. But guess what? Even when he tried me, I go back to my breath. And I laugh. Because a lot of times that laughter, I have to bring in my laughter. I have to bring in, why is this frustrating me? Because he's challenging me. Because he's so smart. I find the greatness in their chaos. I do. I find the greatness. A lot of reasons, I think, especially with him, that I find greatness in his chaos is because a friend of mine, daughter, was born a month before him. And she's actually in the hospital right now fighting for her life. She's been fighting for her life since she was born. And they're both the same age. They're both 3. And to see my friend go through what she's been going through with her daughter, it puts it back in perspective. It puts it back in perspective, because the one thing that I thought about was, when they frustrate the hell out of me and I want to put them on the front doorstep, I go back to, I'm so thankful that I don't have to be sitting in the hospital watching them in pain. I'm so thankful that they have the use of all their limbs, that they have the use of their eyes, that they can see. They are very active. They're energetic, because I could be that mother sitting in the hospital beside their bed. I could be that mother that's having to bury my child at 3 or 2. And I don't know if I'm strong enough. I don't know if I'm built like that. I don't know. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing to have to experience that. But even within that is knowing how to process it all and how to connect. And what that particular lesson is there for. So with my boys or my children, I always pay attention to, like, when I am frustrated about it, I pay attention to the great things. The fact that, yes, he might be cutting 15 flips in the middle of the floor, and he might be trying to do a headstand. He always wanting to flip on his head. He always trying to do handstands. He always trying to do something. But it's an amazing thing that he has no fear in his heart. that he has so much energy, that he looks at life the way that he looks at it. So I always have to break that down and then figure out when he is challenging me or is creating a trigger, what do I need to do better? How can I be more of what of a involved parent to help this light being fully connect? So that's the biggest part I look at. Peace, beloveds. Peace. Coming in. Okay. So, Syria, definitely connect with your breath. Connect with your inner divine self. Make sure that you are constantly in that meditative space. When you wake up every morning, you need to find things that you're grateful for. You need to connect with your heart chakra, and you need to be at peace with connecting with your breath. And I always tell people to do sacred movement. Like, I don't do anything when I tell you I wake up, I acknowledge that my body is up, and I'm going to sit there and connect with my breath and listen and receive whatever I'm supposed to receive for that day. My next step is I connect with my heart and how I want my heart to touch other people, how I want it to connect to other people, how I want people to feel divine love. The next thing that I do after that is think about the things that I'm grateful for. What am I thankful for that's in my life at this moment in time? The next thing that I do after that is my sacred movement. So once I get into sacred movement, that is just, it don't have to be nothing crazy. You can do yoga, you can do whatever it is, as long as you're doing something that is intentional for you. Okay? Our minds are always pure no matter what. Exactly. We always are in divinity. Our minds have duality though. And then a lot of the duality is subconscious. A lot of stuff has been fed to us. So it goes back to, like I've said in other lives, is like we have to be in a space where we're constantly putting symbolism around us. We're constantly putting things that represent our divinity, that represent our highest self, that is connecting us to our God energy. If we're constantly in that, we adorning ourselves, so when we walk out, when we around the house, whatever it is, I'm always have a feather on somewhere on my body, in my earrings, something. I'm always going to have something that reminds me, no matter what environment I'm in. I work in, like, the store that I'm in today is strictly club, bar girls, the whole nine. Whole nother atmosphere. But I'm going to always represent who I am. Always. So you have to constantly do things to symbolize. Who are you? Your divinity. Peace, Steph. You better take a video. We ain't see no video of you, Steph. Constantly remind yourself. Constantly, think about it from this perspective. They have been going super hard to convince us that we are not of a divine energy. They've been going super hard to convince us that we are not in alignment with our God self. Super hard. From TV to magazines to radio, any media, social media, they going super hard to take you out of your element. So if they gonna go super hard, why would you not go double hard, triple hard, or at least just as hard as they going? You should be going just as hard as they going to make sure that that you realign, that you push that negative energy out, that you are consistently, when you open your eyes, you should see something that symbolizes your divinity. When I open my eyes, I have a picture of, let me see if I can find it. I have a picture of Aset on my wall. So before I see anything, I see Aset. And she's a reminder of who I am. Before I see anything, I see a whole altar of my ancestors, of everything that represents sacredness to me. When I go in my bathroom, I got a big old thing of Africa on the wall. I got a shower curtain that I just got for the boys from one of my friends that has a goddess on an elephant. So everything that is around me represents divinity. It represents strength. Everything that I put around my boys, it's a reflection of who they are and their power. Even if they don't understand it, it's still subliminal. I'm not going to teach them that they're less than at this age. They're going to grow up knowing who they are. So by the time that they are in the real world, they understand it from a different perspective. So be in that energy. Understand what that energy is and how you can constantly walk in it. So I went all the way left. We were supposed to be talking dancing. We were supposed to be talking about dancing and other stuff. Darn it. Y'all done got me all on the other side. So anyway, I am home. And I really wanted to just take this time to like check in, make sure y'all are good. You did the challenge and you doing what you're supposed to be doing. You in alignment. We feeling all this self-love. We are over our halfway mark. We are going and getting closer to our day 28. So stay in that space, beloveds. If you have not joined us with the challenge and you want to still do it, there's nothing saying that you cannot start it today. If you felt like you missed it, start it today. Start the challenge today. Hopefully this 20-some day challenge will lead into a lifetime of you doing acts of self-love. I really want to see people start incorporating a lot of this stuff in their lives. No worries, Syria. Sometimes we need that. Maybe, I guarantee you more than just you needed it. I guarantee you. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I love you. I love you. I love you. If no one else tells you, y'all can always come on here. I'm going to tell you I love you every day. Because this is why I do this. So I love you. I thank you. And I will see y'all in the morning. Tomorrow's juice craze. So I'm actually going to go live while I'm juicing. I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I'll go live while I'm juicing. I don't know what I'm juicing. But I will go live while I'm juicing my juice. And all of that good stuff, okay? I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. I'm going to go in here and hug on my babies and kiss on them because I have not seen them all day. And I'm tired. So I will talk to y'all in the morning. Read one card pulls are tomorrow. One card pulls are tomorrow for full moon. You want a one card pull, go ahead and inbox me now. Inbox me. Okay? So I can make sure I make a list. I'm probably not doing more than 10 because I know my body is already tired and I don't want to over stress myself. So I definitely will do 10 tomorrow, and I'll probably, depending on how many people respond, I will do 10 more on Monday, okay? All right. Oh, I love y'all too. I hope y'all have an amazing night. Go out and party, D. You better be doing something for your birthday. That's all I got to say. All right. Peace.